President Trump addressed the nation just hours after a midair collision involving a commercial jet and Army helicopter near Washington, D.C. It's now considered a recovery operation, with Trump confirming there are no survivors.
This was a dark and excruciating night in our nation's capital and in our nation's history.
Both aircrafts crashed around 9 p.m. Wednesday night into the Potomac River near Reagan National Airport. Some of the 64 people aboard the plane departing from Wichita, Kansas, were figure skaters attending a national skating championship. The Kremlin confirmed Russian figure skaters were also on board. The 3 soldiers on board the helicopter were on an annual flight training. While officials haven't announced an official cause of the crash, President Trump says the White House has strong opinions of how it may have happened, alluding to either the helicopter pilot or the air traffic controller being at fault.
The helicopter had vision of the plane because you had vision of it all the way, perfect vision of it all the way from at Kennedy Center where the tape was taken. And for some reason, there weren't adjustments made. Again, you could have slowed down the helicopter substantially. You could have stopped the helicopter. You could have gone up. You could have gone down. You could have gone straight up, straight down. You could have turned. You could have done a million different maneuvers. For some reason, it just kept going.
Officials said that initial information indicated that nothing was unusual about the moments leading up to the crash. At the press conference, President Trump also placed blame on previous Democratic administrations.
We must have only the highest standards for those who work in our aviation system. I changed the Obama standards from very mediocre at best to extraordinary. You remember that. Only the highest aptitude, they have to be the highest intellect and psychologically superior people were allowed to qualify for air traffic controllers. That was not so prior to getting there.
President Trump also appeared to blame a diversity push at the FAA for the midair collision, reading headlines.
I do want to point out that various articles that appeared prior to my entering office, and here's one. The FAA's diversity push includes focus on hiring people with severe intellectual and psychiatric disabilities.
When he was asked to clarify why he thought a diversity push played a role, he said it just could have been, and that the Trump administration has much higher standards than anyone else. Trump did not cite any evidence. He also placed blame on President Joe Biden's transportation secretary, Pete Buttigieg, using an expletive to describe Buttigieg's time in office.
He's a disaster now. He's just got a good line of bullshit. Well, he runs it, 45,000 people, and he's run it right into the ground with his diversity.
Trump's pick for transportation secretary, who just started the job, also spoke during the press conference.
And when Americans take off in airplanes, they should expect to land at their destination. That didn't happen yesterday. That's not acceptable. And so we will not accept excuses. We will not accept passing the buck.
President Trump says while the investigation into the crash is ongoing, people should not be hesitant to fly, adding the United States has the safest air travel in the world. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Jack Almer. To get all your latest news headlines, download the Straight Arrow News app today.